What I'm realizing recently is that there's a lot of people and photographers out there that don't really understand what a raw file is versus a JPEG. A couple of photographers posted about those, each photographer edits this photo, and I was like, oh, I'd love to, that'd be great. And then they send me the image and it's a JPEG, and I'm like, oh, do you have the raw file? I'm assuming it would be a raw file. And they're like, yeah, this is the raw file and it's JPEG. And I'm like, oh, they don't know what a raw file is, and which is fine, but I explained to the one girl that each camera has their own type of raw file. So Nikon is NEF, I think Sony is ARW, and then Canon is CR2 maybe. But I'm just gonna explain raw versus JPEG a little more. So a raw file is not just unedited. It's unprocessed, totally unprocessed, and uncompressed. It is a large file, straight from the camera, very big, lots of information. You can edit the photo without losing any quality. So you can adjust the shadows and the highlights, and it contains so much more information. So that's when photographers are like, oh, you don't want to blow out your highlights. If you blow out the highlights on a JPEG, there's no recovering it. But if you blow them out a little too much on a raw file, you can still recover some of that information because the file is so big. You have to use Lightroom or Photoshop to edit it. You can't just open it up. They're kind of a little bit more annoying to use. It's a larger file photo. So a JPEG is just a smaller image. It is compressed, and it's processed within the camera based on your settings. So a lot smaller, a lot easier to transfer, work with, send to people. It's instantly shareable. But like I said before, if you are to blow out the highlights, or it's a little bit too dark, there's not as much information. So when you're editing, you don't have as much control. So it's kind of a very different file to work with. So you can shoot a RAW and a JPEG on the same camera, same time, and the two files could be very different, because if you were to edit them both, you lose quality when you edit a JPEG. You do not lose quality when you edit a RAW file. Let me know if you want me to edit both, or show you the pros and cons of both. I'm just trying to put it out there. A raw file is not just unedited. It is large, and it contains a lot of information, a lot of important information.